It starts with a stapler and a profound sense of, this is stupid. You were sitting in a beige cubicle in a mid-size insurance firm in Columbus, Ohio, staring at a workflow chart that looks like it was designed by a caffeinated toddler. Your coworkers are moving at the speed of continental drift. They are sweating over copy and paste commands as if they are performing open-heart surgery. Level 1. The Accidental Efficiency Expert. You spend 20 minutes writing a basic Excel macro. You press one button, 4 hours of manual data entry vanishes into a completed folder. You realize with a sudden sharp clarity that you have just automated yourself out of a job. You look at the person in the next cubicle. He is currently struggling to unjam a printer with a pair of plastic forks. You feel a flicker of something new. It isn't pity. It's the realization that you are seeing the matrix, and everyone else is just trying to find the any key. At this level, your intelligence is a tool for professional laziness. You don't tell your boss you finished early. You spend the remaining 7 hours of your shift on Reddit, perfecting the art of the busy face, a specific squint that suggests you are deep in thought, rather than wondering if a hot dog is a sandwich. You learn the first rule of the ecosystem. If you show the system you're faster than it, the system will simply give you more rocks to carry. Level 2. The Middle Management MacGyver. The door closes behind you in a sleek, glass-walled office in Palo Alto. You aren't hiding on Reddit anymore. You're a junior analyst for a logistics startup where everyone wears $200 hoodies and drinks optimized, dirt-flavored coffee. You've stopped pretending to work. Now you're being paid to find the 2% margin that the experts missed. You realize that intelligence at this level isn't about being a genius. It's about being the only person in the room who actually read the manual. You discover a routing error in the company's regional shipping lane. Fixing it saves the firm $450,000 in fuel costs. Your reward? A $10 Starbucks gift card and a LinkedIn shout-out from a CEO who calls everyone rockstar. You feel a rush, but the math doesn't add up. You just gave them a house, and they gave you a latte. You start looking at the people around you differently. They aren't colleagues. They are NPCs with predictable dialogue trees. You learn to speak their language, the jargon of the pivot, the buzzwords of the disruptor. You begin to manipulate the social dynamics. You realize that if you wear a vest and look slightly annoyed, people assume you're doing something important. Your intelligence is becoming tactical. You lose your first layer of innocence here. You stop believing in hard work and start believing in perception management. You stay late not to work, but to ensure the right person sees your Slack status as active. Level 3. The Cognitive Architect. The call comes at 2:13 a.m. It's a recruiter from a private equity firm that sounds like a name for a Bond villain's front company. They don't want an analyst. They want a pattern recognition specialist. You move to a high-rise in Chicago. Your salary is now $280,000, and you've forgotten what it's like to buy clothes that don't require a tailor. At level 3, you stop looking at data and start looking at the people who control the data. You realize that most of the world operates on common sense, which is really just a polite term for predictable stupidity. You exploit these biases. You design a predictive model that bets against human panic during a minor tech glitch. You feel a sense of power that is intoxicating, but it comes with a side of social leprosy. You can't have a normal conversation at a bar anymore. A girl tells you she's a Pisces, and my brain immediately calculates the statistical probability of her being a high-maintenance nightmare with a 400 credit score. You see the strings on the puppets. You spend your weekends alone, reading white papers on game theory, because normal fiction feels illogical. You rationalize the isolation as being on a different frequency. You are clearing $40,000 in a good week, and you realize you have no one to celebrate with except your robot vacuum, which you've programmed to follow a more efficient cleaning path. Level 4. The Competent Operator. You are standing in a nondescript boardroom in Northern Virginia. There are no windows, and the air smells like ozone and expensive cologne. There are 4 other people in the room. They don't have titles. They have capabilities. You have moved into the gray space, the intersection of private intelligence and corporate problem-solving. Your job is no longer about spreadsheets. It's about structural intervention. A foreign tech startup is threatening the market dominance of a domestic defense contractor. You don't analyze the situation. You delete it. You identify the lead engineer's secret addiction to high-stakes Neopets trading. You leak a tiny, verifiable truth to a mid-tier block. Within 6 weeks, the startup's valuation collapses. This is level 4. You are the invisible hand. You feel a profound sense of detachment. The moral ambiguity of your actions doesn't keep you up at night because you see morality as a legacy system for people who can't handle the truth. You've mastered the invisible codes. You know that real power never posts on Instagram. You know that loyalty is just a debt that hasn't been called in yet. You only feel inefficient. You look at your old self, the guy eating cup noodles in Columbus, and wonder how that person survived without knowing how to bypass a biometric lock.
Level 5. The Influence Broker. The private jet levels out at 35,000 feet. You are flying to a private island for a consultation with a man who owns 3 national news networks and still uses a flip phone. He doesn't want your data. He wants to know how to make 200 million people angry about a specific type of light bulb. At level 5, you realize that truth is just a marketing budget. You understand that the public consciousness is a piano, and you are the only one who knows how to play the chords. You coordinate with think tanks to create a narrative that makes a tax hike feel like a birthday present. Your identity is almost entirely gone. You have 4 different passports, and you've forgotten which one has your real birthday. You have no friends, only mutually beneficial alignments. You realize that everyone has a price, and usually it's just the promise of feeling important for 5 minutes. You watch a protest on TV that you helped script, and your only thought is that the signs would have been more effective in a different font. You have reached a level where you are untouchable by the law, but you are a slave to the maintenance of the illusion. You are the influence broker, and your intelligence is now a weapon of mass distraction. Level 6. The authority figure. You sit at the head of a table in a room that doesn't officially exist, underneath a mountain in a zip code that isn't on the map. The people around you are the ones the world thinks are in charge: generals, CEOs, senators. They are looking at you with a mixture of awe and genuine terror. At level 6, intelligence is pure authority. You don't explain things. Explaining is for people who still need permission. You give directives. You have mastered the rules of the system so completely that you can now treat them like suggestions. You see the world as a global chessboard, and you're playing both sides just to keep the game interesting. You have total control, but your life is a prison. You can't walk into a McDonald's and buy a cheeseburger without a 12-man security detail checking the buns for explosives. You realize the ultimate irony. You spent your whole life trying to be the smartest person in the room, only to realize that the room is now a bunker. You rationalized the corruption as necessary management. You tell yourself the masses are children who would burn the house down if they weren't distracted by shiny objects. But in the quiet moments, you know it's just about the high of being the only one who knows where the bodies are buried. Level 7. The Ghost Architect. You have retired from the visible world. You live in a compound in the Swiss Alps that is registered to a shell company owned by a foundation that doesn't exist. You are no longer in the room. You are the one who built the room, chose the paint color, and decided who gets to choke on the air inside. At level 7, you operate on a time frame of centuries. You influence the genetic research of entire continents to ensure the next generation is exactly as compliant as you need them to be. Your intelligence has become mythic. People at level 5 whisper your name, and people at level 6 claim they've met you just to feel important. You feel a heavy, crushing boredom. There are no more challenges. Every human reaction is a math problem you solved 30 years ago. Every revolution is something you funded to clear out old stock. You have reached the pinnacle of cognitive evolution, and you find that it is a desert with very expensive plumbing. You are the ghost architect, and you'd give half your net worth just to be surprised by a punchline. Level 8. The Untouchable Isolation. You are alone in a room of white marble. There is no noise here. There are no screens. You don't need them. Your mind is a simulation that runs faster than reality. You have reached the final level. You are the untouchable legend. You have shaped the world to such a degree that your individual presence is a burden. The system is self-sustaining. The corruption is the atmosphere. The power dynamics are the laws of gravity. You have won the game so thoroughly that the game has ceased to exist. You feel nothing. You are a biological machine that has reached its maximum output. You look out the window at a world of your making,
and it looks like a very well-managed ant farm. You realize the ultimate cost of being the smartest person in existence was the loss of the ability to be a person. You know everything, and therefore nothing is funny. You are the king of a graveyard. Somewhere in a mid-sized insurance firm in Columbus, Ohio, a new hire sits down in a beige cubicle. He looks at a stack of claims. He looks at his boss, who is currently trying to use a stapler as a hammer. He opens Excel. He starts to type. He thinks he's just saving time. He thinks he's being clever. He doesn't realize he's just placed his first bet in a game that never ends. But he will.